Starting a company is a risky business. Roughly one third of small businesses fail within 2 years. So, why do people do it? What in the world are these risk takers thinking?
Another question: what is the psychology that separates successful entrepreneurs from everyone else? Decades of research has yielded a pretty clear three parts answer. Unsuccessful entrepreneurs tend to reasonably self confident, more risk aware that you might think, and extremely passionate about their ideas. Many entrepreneurs are fully aware of the risk in launching a business, but they believe their idea is important enough that it's worth trying anyway. There is a scholar who has PhD in business entrepreneurship, an assistant professor of strategy at the University of California. Even if there is a minimal chance of success, they would not be happy doing anything else. It was saying by him. Figuring out whether you have a healthy entrepreneur mindset, along with knowing the type of leader you would be and which specific business owner skill you possess and lack, can help you decide if and when to take the plunge. The most successful entrepreneurs are motivated to solve a problem, right or wrong, or help a certain market segment. It was said by Neil Kane. He was an MBA and entrepreneur and educator at Michigan State University, Burgess Institutes of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Rather than taking a huge risk, I think what characterizes the entrepreneurial mindset is a willingness to be on yourself and the best entrepreneurs. In fact, research suggests that the average entrepreneur is more risk averse than the general population. Started by another PhD candidate, he was a researcher at UCLA Anderson School of Management. But there is where things can get tricky. Perceived risk is not always the same as actual risk. When asked hypothetically whether they would prefer a risky bet to a sure thing, entrepreneurs are not more likely to pick a risky bet. People may start business not because they see the risks and accept them, but rather because they do not fully appreciate the risk.
Any perception of entrepreneurs as money hungry shoot from the high gamblers willing to risk it all is simply false, according to several researchers who study business, startups, and the people that drive them.
If you are not aware of the risks, you probably will not manage them well. Rather than taking huge risks, I think what characterizes the entrepreneurial mindset is a willingness to be on yourself. The myth of risking it all. Perception could help explain why entrepreneurs may seem like the type to risk it all, but their motivation are often much more minded. Most people do not quit good jobs to start companies. It was said by Sorson. He was also an entrepreneur and MBA candidate. Instead, they find themselves unemployed or stuck in a job they do not like. So, starting a company seems like a better alternative. Either that or they have an idea that really believe in. Indeed, the simply practical calculus of a person's wage or salary versus debts and family obligations can cause startup urges, or it can inform the approach to launching a business. It was said by Michael Goldberg. He was also an MBA associate professor of design and innovations at Case Western University of Weatherhead School of Management. Wide risking and avoiding loss of income and prestige motivates most entrepreneurs more than any love of risk. One study found women entrepreneurs, according to another study, are driven less by money than by the social impact of their ventures. Whatever motivates them, budding business builders do not unnecessarily flip a switch and take on the risk of a startup all at once. Goldberg points out, instead, many treat their passions as a side hustle, working nights and weekends on an idea, a product prototype, or perhaps a low key launch. Goldberg, who is also an entrepreneur and venture capitalist, agrees that money making is rarely the sole motivation. If you are only focused on financial success, but you are not really solving anybody's problem, that's probably a bad place to start, he said.
If any mindset optimizes successful small business owners, it's confidence, experts say, but too much can backfire.
Studies that have looked at the long run success of startups have found that more overconfident and more risk tolerant entrepreneurs have less profitable business on average, and ones that are more likely to fail. It was said by Sorensen. Confidence in moderation, however, is necessary. While fear of failure or success can cause entrepreneurial dreams, Ken thinks the real showstopper is a feeling of importance, a lack of self confidence that often develops when people rise to a significant level of responsibility or take on new roles they don't think they deserve, and they no longer feels qualified as others perceive them to be. More than 8 or 10 small business owners struggle with this important syndrome. The wise ones know how to take some of the load off their own shoulders. The best entrepreneurs recognize that building a company is not a solo journey. Ken told, he was a co-founder of a company, overcome your fear of success or failure, uncertainty, and anxiety by surrounding yourself with good people. However, the UC Irvine researcher study founders, he does not think everyone is cut out to be one, but notes that a little self-evaluation can help a person figure out that. When you own a business, the back stop with you, and you have to be the type of person who can handle that. Howell told, people who have lived most of their lives doing what other people tell them to do often not cut out for this. On the flip side, people who are accustomed to taking initiative and solving problems on their own are more likely to succeed and enjoy the process of launching a business. Aims to bring you inspirations from leading respected experts. However, before making any business decision, you should consult a professional who can advise you based on your individual situation.
If you like this video, then please subscribe this channel for further video in future. Thank you.